Hi guys, welcome back to the quarters. Wow, last week I was blown away by the number of views I got from the video which I uploaded and the previous week's video. When I started my channel, it wasn't it was very easy for me to get those kind of views, so I wasn't bothered till I went on a break and I came back. That's when I suffered. It was like farming, where you sow a seed and then you water it and all of that, thinking you get a harvest, and then you come and it's like two banana. Hey, banana doesn't have seed. Why am I disgracing my senior high school? Okay, so I come and then it's like only two oranges. Is that an exaggeration? But don't mind. What I mean is that it's been a while since I've had 200 views on a video. If you like, go and check. The evidence is there. And I can see down there that we are about to hit 900 subscribers. Clap for yourselves. You've done well. And you've made me really happy. It's because of consistent and constant and loving people like you that I get to share my story and have people sacrifice their data and their time watching and sharing and liking. I would not be anywhere without you guys and of course God. So thank you so much for checking my video. Today, let's just get right into the video. I'll be sharing why I refuse to take my medications for 1 year. Yeah, I know it sounds really strange, but let me tell you what happened. You see, in 2015, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. My knowledge about mental health conditions was very, very low. In fact, when I hear the word mental, I don't even care which word follows. All I know is it refers to people who have lost their minds and it's the end of the world for them. Is a death sentence. And so for me to be diagnosed with a mental health condition, I was angry, especially with God. I wasn't happy at all. No. Even that time, I used to tell God, so you, God, why are you like that? Look at me, a faithful person. Me that I give offering, me that I give tithes, me that I'm a good person, generous, kind. In fact, that time, I thought I was the best, the most perfect person in the world. And I would say things like that to God and say that why would he allow me to be diagnosed with a mental health condition if he has all the power in the world? In a way, I was sort of blaming God for what happened to me, but now I think I was just being petty and looking for somebody to blame for what had happened. But now when I look back, at least I was honest with God about my feelings. That's what matters. So, and it gave me the opportunity to rant and vent about how I feel, because I couldn't go and tell a human being about all these things. And so telling God that, it made me feel a little bit better, but it didn't, I wasn't really expressing all of my feelings. Another reason why I hey, where did I come from before I freaked shit? But you see, so when I was diagnosed with this condition, I wasn't happy. Apart from the fact that I was angry, I was also in denial, because I was like, nah, I'm a child of God. I am whole from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. I cannot have a mental health condition. So I will reject the illness. I still do reject it now, both physically and spiritually. What I mean is that as I'm taking my medication, I'm trusting God for healing every single day. And so back then, being in denial, I'll say things like, oh, I'm healed, I don't need to take my medication. And people were also telling me those things. I mean, I'll meet other Christians who think they are more faith-filled than me, who tell me things that, oh, are you a Christian? Why are you taking medication? And I wonder if, when they are going through a physical condition, whether they go to the hospital. Because, look, God in his own wisdom gave medicine and doctors and nurses to also help us, because it's not every time that some things will need urgent physical health care. Do you get it? Yeah. So I was wondering why sometimes people want to over spiritualize certain things. Balance, baby, balance. And so that was also another reason why I wasn't taking the medication. And so at the time I was in my, when I was diagnosed, I was on my vacation, the vacation of my second year at the University of Ghana. And so it was time for me to go back to school. I was going to my third year. And so that, at home my parents could monitor me and make sure I take my medication, but at school I was all by myself, and now the responsibility was left to me to make sure I'm taking these medications. But I saw it like, wow, baby, nah, this is my time to deal with my situation by myself. After all, I felt, I'm grown, I'm 21. Now looking back, now that I'm 20 now, I'm like, wow, I'm even more grown than I am. I thought, oh, I'm 21, I can deal with this myself. I mean, this is all a lie. Like, I can't have a mental health condition. No, it's not possible. Nah. And I felt like, okay, I can deal with this by myself. So I threw the medications away, and man, my symptoms got so worse. I mean, I feel so sorry for my roommate whom I lived with back then, because I made staying with her, I made living with her horrible. It's a story for another day, but she knows, everybody who knew me at that time knew that I wasn't easy to live with, I wasn't easy to be around, I wasn't easy to be friends with at the time. My behavior was just erratic. I was just on and off. I can be nice with you, laughing with you, and all of that, and I'll just snap. Or I can be having a time of my life today, and tomorrow I'm like, I want to die. I want to kill myself. I'm not happy. I don't know what's going on. So I was swinging from both poles, from the mania to centered to depression. Sometimes from depression to mania. I was just, my behavior, my symptoms were so bad. And when I'm in having those episodes, the mania and the depression, of course, when I'm having a mania, one of the things I'll do is I like spending money. Me now, I like to go window shopping sometimes. So you can imagine if I'm in that mood. Oh, I will spend all my money in my bank account. I don't know if, I think we had mobile money at that time. I would spend everything. I'll take things on credit. I'll say I'll pay back. I will not pay back early. I could not even sit in class to learn. I was having a lot of racing thoughts. I couldn't concentrate. I was having insomnia. I couldn't sleep at night. Oh, I was just a mess. Then I'll have depression. I can't bath. I can't brush my teeth. I just want to die, but I cannot die. I was just going through a lot. And so for that 1 year, I failed 3 courses. Yeah, I failed 3 courses at the university, and that vacation, when I came home, I think I even ended up dating someone from another religion, which personally, if like I am okay, I wouldn't do. But in that manic state, it was something that I even thought I could marry this person. You know, they just they just dumped me in the end. So yeah, it was also another rough patch to heal from. And so I remember um, at that vacation 2016, I was preparing for my study abroad program. I knew I needed to travel. I really needed a new beginning, someone to advise me to also maybe leave for a year and come back and start afresh. But personally, I knew my soul was longing for that. A lot of crap has happened. You need to leave. And so while waiting at home, I was listening to this podcast by Bishop Darky Wardness. It was called Wisdom 14. And he was talking about how sometimes we deal with mental health issues. And there's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. He has a friend whose wife was going through a mental health distress, and she sought professional help. And I was like, look, Ese, you have tried 1 year, you have not taken this medication. See how basa your life has become. You have even failed through. But maybe it's time you try this medication thing. Because my doctors, Dr. Jima and Auntie May at that time, they were talking to me, advising me about the importance, how if I start taking the medication, I will have balance structure in my life. I'll be able to function. I felt like they were just talking. It's part of their job, to advertise medication. But now they were just, when I look at them, like they were just looking out for me. And I do that for other people. Sometimes people come into my life, ask me for advice about how I'm thriving on my road to recovery and my mental health. I just tell them the medications help you manage the condition. It doesn't cure it, but it helps with management. And so just like the way a diabetic patient will take insulin to control their sugar levels and all of that, people with high blood pressure take medications to manage their pressure. We also need this to be able to manage the condition. So please just take your medication, drink water, serve God, mind your business, and you'll be fine. Yes. And so this is my pill box. It's from the Walmart brand, but I got from a pharmacy in Ghana. Yes, you can find it. It helps you, know whether you are taking your medication, because you fill it for every day, and it helps you to also not forget. I actually have alarms on my phone which remind me to take my medication. And so when I listened to that podcast, I decided, okay, I will take my medication. And so when I was traveling, from the day I set foot in Benin till this day, I haven't missed a dosage. And I've seen the difference between when I was not taking and when I became committed. When I became committed and compliant, I realized I was sleeping well. I wasn't fighting with anybody. I was living in peace with people. My grades came up. I even graduated. My faith even got stronger, because what people don't realize is that when you're not mentally healthy, it affects every area of your life. Every area. Even your faith, how to even wake up and talk to God. Because when you are not feeling good, you can't do so many things. You feel bound. Yeah. And so that's what happened to me. That's when I decided, I made a decision. I'm not going to allow what anybody says to change my mind. But there was a time in my life where somebody told me, a pastor told me that taking this medication, like I'm healed, there's no need for me to take the medication. And I listened to this pastor and I relapsed and I spent my money. I was so embarrassed. I'll go into the deeper details of that story in another video. But I just want to advise, should I use the word advice? But I just want to encourage people out there that when you or someone is diagnosed with a mental health condition, I know it's hard. It can be life-changing. For me, I'm not going to lie, when I started, the the side effects were a lot. I was getting bigger every day, getting bigger every day. People were talking about my weight. I was feeling drowsy. I was sleeping for longer hours. I was eating a lot. And it felt different, like as if a foreign product was being introduced into my body. And it's true, a foreign product was being introduced into my body. And I remember my doctor will always say that, look, Ese and I, it's an adjustment for your body. And so when you are non-compliant and you go off your medication, your body gets confused, like, what is happening over here? And that's why when you relapse, it's really massive, because your body has become used to the fact that now things are stable with the medication. So why would you destroy the good thing you have going on here? You see? And it's the medications are not always cheap. I understand they can be on the high end. I have friends who sometimes have to make a decision between paying for medication or using that money for their livelihood, for their work, for their food, buying for food or their work or whatever, for transportation, it's a lot. And so if you have the privilege of having medication, you are really blessed having access to medication. Don't make that mistake of, oh, I don't need this medication. Sometimes people come to me and ask me that, oh, how have you been able to thrive on your mental health journey and road to recovery? And I keep giving them the same advice that, look, if you one of the major ways is acceptance to heal. Is acceptance, not accepting that accepting that I have a mental health condition is a death. No, accepting that I do have a mental health condition and I need to heal. And how do I heal? It's by being compliant to the medications, going for review appointments, taking what your doctor says seriously, knowing the things that stress you out, your stresses, knowing the things that trigger you. So when you combine all these things, trust me, you will see results. So please, don't, if you are diagnosed, it's not the end of the world. It's not, now I have a label on my head, bipolar disorder, so it's never gonna be well with me. Trust me, you are going to get so well. If you do all these things that I'm saying, you are going to get so well that you look back at yourself and be like, wow, I'm a work of art. Like, I am fine, I am good. Sometimes when I look back, I'm like, wow, the devil was a liar and still is a liar, because he was telling me that I will not get well. In fact, I'll lose my mind, I will die, I will not graduate. And all those things didn't happen. I actually did graduate, I got better, I got fine. And so please, don't be like me. I tell people there are so many things you can avoid by learning from other people's stories. It's like history. When you know this person did this, it gives you the chance to do better. It gives you the chance not to make those same mistakes and go and fall into that same ditch. So why would you refuse to take your medication when your psychiatrist has prescribed it and asked you to take it as prescribed? Why would you do that? Is it that you don't want to be well, or you are setting yourself up for failure? Because I personally have friends who make that same mistake all the time. They know they are supposed to take their medication, they refuse, they relapse, they come back to square one and they start again. And when you have that sort of behavior, people can't even trust you anymore. When they can't even trust you with taking your medication. They can't trust certain jobs, like you with certain jobs. They can't trust you with certain responsibilities, because they feel like, no, you are not fine, you are not mentally well. And who knows, maybe you could blow things up for them or for yourself or people around you. So please, let's be very, very committed and consistent to your road to recovery. And if you do not have a mental health condition, please make sure that you take very good care of yourself. Practice a lot of self-care. Self-care doesn't have to always be expensive. Self-care doesn't mean a trip to Dubai. Self-care can be very simple little things. Things you love, things that relax you. You know them. Me, I don't know them. Me, one of the things I love to do when I'm not happy or I'm trying to go and get my nails done. I've taken off my nails, but it helps me. And also hanging out with friends, watching movies, going out, reading. Oh, me, I like self-care, because I don't want to relapse. So thank you so much for watching my video. And please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.